This is WWE superstar Drew McIntyre, and you're listening to the WWE Podcast.
The champ is
the one that everybody wants, me.
It's going to WrestleMania. Claymore!
Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass. This is my iron. You're gonna acknowledge me.
Hey guys, welcome back to your AEW coverage. I apologize. I didn't get you a show last week. I was pretty under the weather. Voice sounded crazy. Still does a little, but we'll get through it. But I am putting a show out pretty late in the week. I wanted to catch Dynamite and Rampage and see if there was anything more to add to the day that we have today, which is Full Gear. That was a weird way to say that. I am so pumped, though. I'm so pumped for Full Gear. This card is stacked. This is one thing that you can always rely on with AEW, is that their pay-per-view cards are just unbelievable. I'm not going to go over a ton of Dynamite from this last week. I'm going to touch on some things, but really I want to get into the preview for Full Gear. I'm recording this on Full Gear Day, I'll call it. So hopefully you get this, and you hear it in time for the show. Get my predictions, see how wrong I am. If not, I apologize. This is on me for doing it later. I was just trying to gather as much content as I possibly could before pumping it out. But I'm going to get right into it. Weirdly, the way I wrote it down, I have the main event first for some reason written down, so I'm going to flip through my book here and start at the end. For the first match of the night here, I actually, and this isn't, the order in which I believe the card is going to be. This is just how I have them written down, I guess, in matter of importance, which is really not fair to say, but you get what I'm saying. So I'm going to start with a steel cage matchup with Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. This reeks of, good guy getting his revenge kind of thing. This is a steel cage match, though, and Luchasaurus, this is the kind of match you expect him to dominate. So I know a lot of people are picking Jungle Boy, but I just got this feeling it's going to be Luchasaurus. I don't know what other shenanigans might take place. Christian Cage might get himself involved, but I feel like this is going to be a Luchasaurus victory. So you're gonna get the crowd off to an angry start, which is good though, because you got some big stuff happening later in the night. As we know from Dynamite, the Elite will be in attendance, which is always fantastic to hear. But the next match I have here is Jade Cargill and Nyla Rose for the TBS Championship. I don't have a lot of input on this one. I believe Cargill will retain. I don't really see a reason for the belt to come off of her. I expect her to hold that strap for a while longer. She's an absolute beast. She's amazing. So I expect her to win that one. In one of what I'm going to be calling my match of the night candidates, so I'll give you a couple of candidates as I go, and then I'll tell you which match I think is going to actually be match of the night. But the first of my match of the night candidates is Wardlow, Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs, TNT Championship. This one is going to be brutal. And not brutal like weapon-wise, brutal because these behemoths are just going to lay into each other. It's going to be just... the ring is going to explode because they're going to just be slamming dudes everywhere. It's going to be just an absolute slobber knocker, as JR likes to say. But I expect Wardlow to retain here. If he doesn't retain, I expect Powerhouse Hobbs to get it, but I don't think that will be the case. Samoa Joe, for me, is the least likely of the three to win. But I believe Wardlow walks away with it here. I expect this to be hard-hitting action. This is going to be a fun one, and you wouldn't think it would be a match of the night candidate, but I have high hopes for this one. Then we have Sting and Darby Allin versus Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. I don't even know, honestly, what to expect from this one. This could very easily be, a Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal. Do their normal heel stuff. But I feel like something's going to happen with Sting and Darby Allin. I don't quite know. I don't know. I struggle to say a turn is going to happen. That seems out of the blue, but I expect something to happen. I don't know what, but it's going to result in Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal getting the W. Now, the crowd is expecting a lot more babyface winning to go on, but that's not always what makes a card good. Right? You need the babyfaces to keep chasing. That's what makes wrestling good. Is when the babyface is chasing, then you have the desired result as far as like when your big pay-per-view rolls around and you have them like your WrestleMania. Sorry, don't want to throw into WWE stuff into the AEW realm. But I don't expect big things wrestling wise out of this match. You know what I mean? Anything involving Jeff Jarrett and Sting can get real weird. So I'm gonna stay out of commenting on whether or not this will be a good actual wrestling match. Next we have Jericho versus Sammy Guevara and Bryan Danielson. And Claudio. Oh my goodness, can't believe I forgot him. For the Ring of Honor Championship. This is my other match of the night candidate. This is the one. So I didn't pick this one as the actual match of the night, which means you could probably guess now which I picked. But this one, I went back and forth between this and Death Triangle versus the Elite. I'm not spoiling anything there. You know that as we go from Dynamite, that's a match you already knew about. But that one is my pick for match of the night. But I struggled between that and this Ring of Honor Championship match. This is going to be a good one. And normally I am of the belief that anything Jericho is in isn't necessarily going to be an absolute barn burner of a great match. But the talent in this match otherwise is so good that Jericho is going to look fantastic as a result. And I know people may not like to hear that, but Jericho's done a lot of great work in his career, but he is at the tail end of it. So expecting him to just put on these clinics in the ring is just not realistic. And so, but in this case, with the people involved, he's going to look great because these guys are all fantastic. And so I expect this to be one of the better matches of the night, if not the best match of the night. And I expect Jericho to retain is my other expectation. I don't know where they would be going with this story of Jericho beating all the Ring of Honor champions if they were simply going to have him lose it, at the next pay-per-view. So I will be a little concerned if Jericho loses. I'll be happy for whoever wins it, but I won't really know where that was going if that was the case. Now we have the Acclaimed versus Swerve in Our Glory AEW Tag Team Championships. This was the easiest match of the night to pick. This is the Acclaimed by a long shot. There's going to be butting of heads between Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. So this is the Acclaimed. This is easy. This is an easy dub for the Scissor Masters here. I expect the Acclaimed to win. I expect a cool entrance. Is that weird to say? I expect him to have a pretty cool entrance. Next we have Toni Storm and Jamie Hayter for the Interim Women's Championship. Toni Storm's going to win here. She's on a roll. I don't see any reason for her to lose. But I say these things, but and I don't necessarily think that she's a lock, but I do expect her to win. That sounds like I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth there. I don't know. I think it wouldn't blow me away, if she lost, but I totally expect her to win. And also it's going to be a decent match. I didn't have it as like a match of the night candidate, but I expect good things, actual technique wise here with these two. So, expect Toni Storm to win. Next is Saraya and Britt Baker. I went back and forth on who I thought was going to win this, trying to decide how. You're not going to have Saraya lose her debut match in AEW, right? That seems silly. But also, this seems really telegraphed, right? Like, this is what we don't like about WWE, when you know somebody's going to win a match. You just know. And I understand that was a thing that I was just okay with the Acclaimed, but that's because you know of a separate story happening with the other team. In this case, this is very black and white. You know, Saraya Britt Baker, this is her debut match, her huge return. But the writing's on the wall here, right? Saraya has to win. But for me, it seems like, does she? Right? Should something nefarious happen, won't there be a reason for Saraya to just be mad and be chasing? And, you know, I think I picked Saraya to win, but I don't feel great about it because it just seems too telegraphed. It seems too easy. The low-hanging fruit there is too low-hanging. So I'm going Saraya, but I don't like it. And then finally, in my match of the night, this is not the last match I have for the preview, but the match I expect to be the match of the night, the Death Triangle versus the Elite for the Trios Championship. This match is going to blow the roof off the place. This is going to be, I mean, this isn't even a bold statement, but take it for what you will. This is going to be one of the best matches you've ever seen in your life. Right? I know that you could probably be like, well, how does one even gauge it? I've watched so much wrestling in my life. This is going to easily be top 10. One of the best matches you've ever seen in your life. I'm that confident that this is going to be that good of a match. It's going to be, barring something just absolutely ridiculous happening and that just takes away from the wrestling in the ring, this match is going to be stupid good. Like, it could main event. That would take away from MJF and Moxley, but this could main event and just blow the building apart. I'm so pumped for this. I'm very excited for MJF and Moxley as well. Obviously as the main event of the show, but I'm so excited to see the Elite back. It's a shame, you know, everything that happened with CM Punk and that whole thing. And this is the first pay-per-view since the CM Punk Elite shenanigans took place. I don't know what to expect from Punk. I don't think we'll be seeing him in any capacity. Again, I can't seem to find a whole lot of information about what's going on with Punk. But we do know we're getting the Elite back tonight. We know as much from Dynamite. And this match is going to be so good. Like, I can't emphasize enough how good this match is going to be. I'm so excited. I wish I could just, like, feed you guys my excitement through the speaker right now, through the microphone, because this match is going to be unbelievable. And it's my match of the night. It's going to be match of the year. Oh, my God. It's going to be so good. And then finally... Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, my God. I almost moved on without telling you the winner. Death Triangle. Right? Blowing your mind right now. Death Triangle is going to win it. I believe there's a bit of punishment coming for the Elite, backstage-wise. I know the punishment is like, oh, they were off screen for a while. That's not really. They were off screen for investigation purposes within AEW. There's going to be a bit of a slide, I would expect, for them. I expect this to be an unbelievable match, but one they lose. I expect that Triangle to get the W here. If they don't, and the Elite pulls it off, they walk out Trios champion, the storylines you're going to have are going to be just crazy. The promos, it almost seems like it's better for business if the Elite win. And I think that's what I want to happen. And, keep in mind, what I want to happen, what I think will happen are very different things. What I want to happen is for the Elite to win. And what I think will happen is Death Triangle wins. But, man, the stories you'll get out of the Elite moving forward if they win these Trios championships. Just, oh, God, I'm so pumped for them to be back. I'm so excited. This is like the thing I'm most excited for on this entire card. And then finally, MJF, Moxley, AEW World Heavyweight Championship. This is the culmination of everything MJF, from all the way back to calling Tony Khan a mark, his pipe bomb, so to speak. This is just a culmination of all of it. Moxley was supposed to be on like a brief vacation at this point, but because of everything that happened, they brought him back. This points to MJF getting the W here, but this is the kind of curveball AEW will throw you. You expect this to be the coronation of MJF. He is going to win this belt, and it is MJF era time. You expect that from this. But this is when they throw you a curveball and Moxley retains, and you're just like, what? Or somebody debuts, somebody you were not expecting debuts, and Moxley gets the W. Some sort of shenanigans take place, and they get the W. I I expect the chalk here is that MJF wins. That is who I picked to win. However, I very much am expecting a curveball of sorts, and I don't know what it is. It's such a weird dynamic. But let's assume for a moment that MJF wins this. This is going to be... It's like, I feel like I almost expect him to cry, right? Because it's going to be so huge. It's going to be like... It's going to be just this massive moment. Almost like confetti, I expect to just fall from the rafters. I don't know. And also, it's like, what are we going to get if he wins? Are we getting face champion MJF or heel champion MJF? Like, the possibilities are so exciting. And I almost like feel bad for Moxley, but I don't, right? He's a 3-time AEW champion. And he's only champion because, of the shenanigans that took place a couple months ago. But it's like, you brought him back to put the strap on him to lead this story. And then you just take it off him. It's just like, well, it almost seems like unrewarding. But at the same time, the dude's 3-time champion. Like, what really is there to complain about? He's your workhorse. Moxley's the man. And I bet that, like, backstage, I'd love to be a fly on the wall for, like, how they script this match out. I bet backstage Moxley's, like, so excited to drop this to MJF. If that's how this is going to go, I mean. I just bet that he's, like, he's thrilled to be like, oh, man, I'm so excited to share this moment with you. This is going to be so cool. Because that's the kind of dude that I think Moxley is. I know that jokes are made about MJF, holding his heel character everywhere he goes. But I think backstage they're having a real, like, bro moment, like, this is going to be so cool. Like, I'm so excited for this. Because this has been, since AEW kicked off, this has been in the works with MJF. So, I'm going MJF to get the W here. This is the kind of time where they pull some screwy stuff, but I'm just gonna play it like MJF wins, and I'm gonna be so happy for him, so excited. I'm wondering about any potential debuts. Is there anybody on the free agent market that could potentially debut and shock the world or cause chaos in one of the matches? I don't know. A return, right? House of Black is a possibility. I don't know, but I'm excited. Oh my God, I'm so excited for this pay-per-view, guys. I can't even contain it. This is going to be a shorter show, by the way. This is just a preview show. I'm gonna get back into your Dynamite coverage again this next week. So much to talk about. I just wanted to give you guys a quick preview for the pay-per-view tonight and give you my predictions. Hopefully, I didn't get it to Matt too late to you guys hear it before the actual pay-per-view. That's my bad. I don't know what I was thinking. I tried to get as much content as possible before I actually did the preview show. But nonetheless, you're getting it now, and I'm so excited. I hope you guys are as excited as I am. I'm like a child right now, man. I can't even control it. I'm so excited. It is almost noon on Saturday the 19th, and I still have like 8 hours until this show, and I'm like a kid on Christmas right now. I can't even control myself. I'm so excited. But I appreciate your guys' patience. I know I apologize about not getting you anything last week. That won't be the norm, obviously. I'm going to get you guys more regular content in the AEW realm here. But I appreciate your patience. I hope you're as excited as I am. And have fun, man. Enjoy this show. It's gonna kick butt. Oh man, I sound like a child there. It's gonna be so good though. Enjoy it. I can't wait to give you guys some feedback and talk about all the things that went down after. But have a great one, guys. Thanks for listening. Talk to you again later.
Thanks for listening to the WWE Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast app so you don't miss a show, or head to WWEpodcast.com. And for all of these shows ad-free, head over to patreon.com/WWE Podcast. Until then, we'll see you next time.